All right, this is Pedram from Team Git Off Our Lawn, and I am here to demo cremasales.com, which is our deliverable for the Greenfield Games Episode 3 hackathon. First, let me start with the requirements. So, we were tasked with creating a CRM like Salesforce and HubSpot, but not cloning it. And if you dig into the requirements, you'll see that there is a bunch of table stakes like customer profiles, company profiles, things that you would expect. Activity tracking, a little bit of an extra. And we actually took this further. We took this to create an activity tracker that you can embed in your website so you can capture sales and lead information. Lead management, customer service. This was a curveball because it's a whole new subsystem, right? Like this is really unrelated to the CRM, but yet another thing to build. And then two stretch goals, webhook capabilities and an agentic handling of repetitive workflows. We got webhooks in. We even demonstrated and used it while we are working on Slack. I'll show you that later. And I really think we have an amazing agentic handling. Let me cut over to the website and go create a account, and you can see the onboarding experience. But first, let's take a look at the website. When we first started the project, we kicked off research agents to look at the old guard like HubSpot's and Salesforce, and the new guard like Apollo, Close.com, Monaco.com. And we found actual salesmen complaining on Reddit. And we took those testimonials and we used it to drive not just the marketing site, but also the application itself. And so these are actual quotes that we pulled out of various public resources. One of the coolest things we've done, and this was a stretch goal for ourselves, is an extension. I'll show how this applies. You can actually see it up here in my browser. It's quite a stretch goal. I will say it's got a beta tag because we did not get that across the finish line. It's not quite working. I should iron out the details of that at some point. You can sign up. All this works. Here's that support ticket functionality. I've already created two. I can open up a new one. Send the request, and later on we can actually see that on the back end as well. All right, let's go create. Actually, let's log out of this. I'll show you a signed in account later. Let's go create an account. New organization, Hacker Hoedown. And you're going to get hit with the new organization. We can also accept an invite. So we don't have this organization yet. Hacker Hoedown. I will be the admin since I'm creating it. First thing is picking your sales coach. And you can filter by the space that you're in: consumer, enterprise, small, medium business. I'm going to choose enterprise. Let's go for Jordan Belfort. We can learn some things about him. We'll pick him. And so the initial onboarding experience is really agentic first. And all this is running on Cloudflare, um, using durable objects. They're spun up. They're really not very cost effective. There is a memory capability to it, so they have a concept of like a permanent file system. Using R0 is the technology there. The whole site is empowered by Cloudflare. John, who's really the mind behind the design, the name, the look and feel, he started the project in Lovable. All right, let's get this party started with the agent. We are Hacker Hoedown. We have an Austin-based cybersecurity conference annually, and I'm going to need your help for finding sponsors, for finding attendees, and for finding speakers. Really, this is setting up. You'll see later on in the settings, there are areas that you can edit information about yourself, and this is actually filling that out for us. We've got some information about past speakers and past attendees, but we're going to want to do some outreach to the new folk who've moved into Austin since we last ran the conference. I'm using Whisperflow here, by the way. We use the hell out of that on during the hackathon. I actually hit 198 words per minute, if you can believe it. A court reporter's at 160-ish. So there's no faster way of inputting. All right. Now, one of the coolest things is, and it tells you about this here, is the agent can access anything you can do on the website, anything you can do in the app, the agent can do as well, which is going to be really powerful because with the extension, it can also control things like your email, your LinkedIn. It can see if you're sending emails and log all that information automatically. We're going to continue here. Now he shrinks into the corner. And if we want, we can take the interface tour. It's going to walk us through the different sections, what they are for, what the different vernacular is in our world. Finally, we're all set here. There's inline help. I can either let this be a drawer, or I can pin it and it actually follows the section that we're in. You can see all these are empty here. We'll get a better feel for what these look like when we log into an account that has a bunch of dummy data thrown into it. Kanban board here. The funnel kind of looks like a coffee filter. Under your settings, you can change the prompts. There's organization settings for inviting other folks, domain auto join. So anybody at hackerhoedown.com would be able to join my CRM. I can set quotas and pipeline stages and all sorts of other things that you would expect. And then for my user, I can change the coach. Here's the little bio section that was filled out automatically from the onboarding experience. We've got visitor tracking. So if you you can take this tracking snippet, put it on your website, and then as people visit your website, visitor activity would be filled out. For webhooks, you can add webhooks. Here's the one actually we use in the Slack during the hackathon. So you can see that as new contacts are created or stages are changed, a webhook is sent to wherever you want. We just chose Slack as the demo. And there's also a CLI. So if you want to take an API key and have your local agent also access the app, you can do that. And let me show the chat. The chat actually has built-in speech to text. I've been using Whisperflow, but I'm going to demo how this works in a second. And you can also make it full screen, right? Because chat is such a big aspect of what we're doing. There's a full screen version of the chat as well. And so let's try the hands-free. Hey, coach, I want your help starting a LinkedIn campaign where we can go find new cybersecurity researchers who have moved to Austin and tell them about the Hacker Hoedown. That's going to be free. It's later in the year. Free booze, free barbecue, lightning talks. Would love for you to submit a talk proposal. Otherwise, would love to have you as an attendee. Any kind of tool use, and let me stop this hands-free talk here. Any kind of tool use or app use that it does, you'll see it going on. There's both hold to talk and hands free. My vision here was that a salesperson can be sitting at their desk and they just put it in hands free mode and they just take their calls and they make notes and the coach is listening and they have this coach that's constantly improving and making them better and pushing them and helping them take notes and record deals and record activity. All the things that were painting the folks that we saw during the research, solve all those pain points for them, agentically. So that's what it looks like onboarding experience. Let's go log in as a user that has access to. You can see now we've got relationships and tasks, and relationships is something that Alex and John really spent a good amount of time working on to make it something that's unique in the CRM. There's this funnel, and as you check things off, it'll move down through the funnel, and you can see that happening. You've got contacts with details panes, companies with details pane, deals. This is our Kanban board. You can drag things around. Oh. Tickets. These are support tickets that are coming in, and we can filter them. And you can see I've got 7 overdue ones here. It's going to complain about being over the SLA or whatnot. So we can go through these tickets. Here are the ones we just filled out. We can respond to the tickets. We can make internal notes. Here's the visitor activity from cremasales.com because we actually have it hooked up here. And finally, the tracking you can see here is the actual Slack webhook that gets that component done. So that's the meat of it. The source code's available. It's all on GitHub. If you've got any issues, please do open an issue. We'll support it. And finally, we even had a little Easter egg at the bottom where we had the team introduction, and this is basically just a little investor pitch on the site if we're going to pitch this product to a venture capital. This is the web-based pitch deck we would have used. So that's the net of it. Thank you for your time.